All right, y'all, let's get into the Christ versus Antichrist as far as the carnal phase and tie some points of light together for us, because we're told that the Son of Man is on a long journey. This is Trump. That's the long game we've been talking about, okay? So he has a long journey. It can be a 2-point plan, okay? It can also be a 3-point plan. What is going to be happening? This is part of the mass deception. This is part of that flip, okay? Now, you can kind of compare this to the pyramid, okay? Now, we're at that capstone. Trump is that capstone. He is also that cornerstone, okay? But as a capstone, it is a miniature pyramid, okay? So if you take the pyramid, all right, this is Trump at the beginning, and 2015, 2016, okay? This is Trump. This part here, the pinnacle, is Trump in 23, 24, and 25, okay? That's when he's going to be viewed as the Antichrist in the carnal time phase, okay? Now from here to here is that spiritual tribulation. This is when the men of faith who have chosen, the chosen ones, they are being gathered up, okay? And when we get to this point, that's that carnal breakthrough. That's that flip, okay? Now this is the downhill slope, okay? The slope for the Easter, okay? So the downhill, the carnal phase, this is when the church realizes they're left behind, okay? So between here and here is when Jesus starts gathering up the carnal body, okay? These are the people that are still in the church, the left behind ones. The first shall be last, okay? So this is when that part of the body is being gathered up, okay? So as the Antichrist spirit is coming into the carnal time, okay, as he comes into the carnal phase, for the spiritual man who knows the man of sin, who knows who Jesus is, this is actually the Christ, okay? This is the carnality phase. This person here, the Savior, against this Christ, so he's Antichrist, okay? But he's going to be for the law. He's going to be for the church. This is part of that mass deception. So as he's part of the church and part of the law, part of the right and wrong, okay? The right and left, and either way. As this is being done, this Antichrist to this carnal Christ, okay? This is the Antichrist to the church, because the church worships right and wrong, and they worship the law. Jesus did away with the law, so this man is living by faith. He's the Christ man. So this is the Antichrist to this Christ, okay? So this is the Savior to the church. They're going to hang this man on the cross, all right? This man gets hung on the cross. He goes to the lower parts of earth for 3 days. All right, that's your Trump. That's 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. I see him going away for 3 years. He rises on the 3rd year out of it. And this is where he starts doing his election or his comeback from jail and all those kinds of things. And jail is the hell for the J, the H, the jalapeno, and those kinds of things, okay? So heaven and hell, they're on earth. Anyways, so as this Savior is coming against this Antichrist of the church, per se, okay? This one's the actual Antichrist. Because once this one's gone away into prison, this one's going to do what he wants. And that's when the church realizes, shit, what do we do, right? And those final veils are lifted up and you go into that carnal phase. And then here, you have the so-called tribulation, but this is the Lord's wrath when he's in the lower parts of earth. And this is Trump here on the lower parts. lower parts, that's him acting as the fox under, setting up the foundation of the cornerstone, okay? So when you get to here, that's when you're going to have the end of the carnal tribulation and the millennial reign setting up and all that types of things, okay? So anyways, we'll end it there. Hopefully that helps you understand the capstone and the cornerstone, because as he's rising up to the physical capstone, that's when the church sees him as the carnal antichrist. But it's already too late at that point, okay? It's because it's man, there's so much to catch up on. They've just been massively delusional on all levels. They believe the lie on all levels. So that's where it's been. We've been seeking after Jesus, seeking after this truth, having a relationship with Jesus and all these things. You do that by studying the word. That's not just the Bible. That's like all word. That's not reading stories and all this other garbage. That's reading like educational books and reading about things you're putting in your body, what you're eating, whatever other kinds of stuff, okay? Because it's a test of men right now. It's a spiritual test of men. And since we are that body, that temple where Jesus resides, we have to take care of our body in that temple. So we have to test these things and read about these things before we just go consume them and whatever else, okay? If you don't know what the ingredient is, you got to go read about the ingredient. So much that people aren't doing, okay? Anyways, that's why it's left behind, okay? You're not making it to high school. You're not making it to high school because you don't live on faith. And you're listening to these people who the Bible tells you that's unwise because, oh man. It's like it's too late, but it's not. It's like, what's the point? But, you know what I mean? But there's a point. Anyways, the temple's there, y'all. If you haven't been taking care of the temple, I mean, that's part of it, dude. I mean, you got to take care of the temple so you stay in tuned. You can't stay in tune with this world if you're out of whack, okay? And I guess we'll just end it here.